Oh, shit. There's sound today. Well, thanks guys for watching for all of the amount that you did. You guys can hear me now, right? Sometimes I just mute my mic for no reason. I just shouldn't even do it. Oh god. Alright, you should be able to hear me now, right? Yeah, okay, looks like everything's working. Yeah, no, I'm just an idiot. Yeah, please tell me if mic's not on. Oh god. Oh, come on, streamer. Get with it, streamer. Alright, well, I've been playing real well, and I've been doing some great commentary, but now the commentary actually starts. Kind of want to deal with my opponent's Boulder Thrower, also want to deal with Hate Seed. I don't have too much time here to make a decision. I think I'm just going to clear off my opponent's units here. You know what? I'm not going to clear off this one. Oh, I don't like that anymore, actually. Alright. But I'm just going to smack my opponent in the face for 5. And I'll make them clean up my 5, too. Alright. So, they get to kill my guy. That's fine. I'm not really too worried about that because I get to positive battle with the Tyrannax. I may want to start using the King's Faithful soon to actually get in there and do some battling. Alright, this card's so bad. Let's just start drawing cards here, I think, though. Alright, another Shard of Pandora. Is that the last one? No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, so let's move up here. Smash this. I guess my turtle shell can just go here, right? It's about the same. And then I'll play a soldier. Yeah, that was pretty silly. But the sound is here. Man, I just did a whole like thing in Eternal without sound then. That's pretty dumb. Alrighty, what else can we do? Alright, now we start drawing some Ancient Heralds. Those are pretty good. Combat Game 2, I don't care. Let's draw more cards, actually, to start us off. Azurwith, whenever you gather Faeria from an opponent's well. Well, that would have been good to see beforehand, but no matter. Let's just go Ancient Herald and Azurwisp. Alrighty. Alright, that's got to be the last shard then, right? Or there's one more. Nope, Pandora awakens. So there will be no more gathering from our opponent's wells here. Got our opponent locked down to that side of the board, though. Give +3/+0 to a creature, and it also gains 3 life if it has a combat ability. That's pretty lucky. Because that was my opponent's treasure, right? Is this a treasure, or are these just mountain cards? Oh, maybe they're just mountain cards. Okay, so maybe that wasn't a treasure. But still pretty decent. Wheel of Chaos, I can not destroy this. So that's not going to do us anything. Sturdy Shell is just going to move around and be a random dude. Let's draw a card, even though I think I know what we're playing here. Ooh, Wave Crash Colossus. Well, that is a definite sweet one. Come here, sweetie. Wave Crash Colossus, you little sweetie. And we'll play a Keldon Soldier as well. I think I'm just going to leave this here because I can just, like, make an island here later and start moving my guy in. But my opponent can't have that many opportunities here. They can summon in, like, this space and this space. Otherwise, Wave Crashed Colossus is going to give it to him. Destroy 2 unoccupied lands, gain 7 life. Well, they just let me kill this for free. But gift, you gain 6. Last word, 6 damage to your opponent. Don't care about that. Move a land you control twice. So I can profit of Tides to move King's Faithful a little bit more into the battle. Alright, so my opponent's going to have a big gift here. But other than that, this seems fine. We'll smack. We'll move this up. I'll move my shell just in case I draw another one of those guys that gives additional health. I have enough plays. I have enough mana. Let's draw a card. I could experiment out the one thing. We'll give a creature flying, charge, and 3. Maybe that's better. Destroy 2 unoccupied lands. Let's go for this. And then let's give this flying. So now this can get in over here. And we could... How much time do I have? Alright, I've got enough time to do this. Oh, I can only do that? Okay. That's fine. So I just kind of encroach on my opponent's space just a little bit more. We both get another treasure. 3 damage to everything I don't want to do. My opponent's just going to make a structure to block off some of my laneage here. And an Earthfire Shaker. Deal 2 damage to all enemies, and then give this a whole bunch more. Okay, well that helps my opponent for sure. That's a pretty good board clear. I guess let's draw a card. Alright, another Ancient Herald. Isn't that bad. I guess I just have to trade with this. Yeah. Alright, that's definitely unfortunate. What is this thing doing? Oh, jeez. Alright. We do have to kill this, like, maybe eventually. We also want to block off my opponent's mountainous summoning spaces, if possible. That's really annoying, too. Three damage to everything. I can't Gabriel Enchantress that. That doesn't do me any good. I can Gabriel Enchantress this, and then Flame Ruby Burst. I guess I would Flame Ruby Burst 3 damage to everything. Then Gabriel Enchantress this and get in. Sure. Then do I have enough mana? Alright, let's deal 3 damage to everything. Oh, fuck me. That was a mistake. Now I can't. Alright, so now I'm Falcon Diving. Alright, that was a definite mistake, but... we were able to kind of save it. My opponent only has 6 mana. They're going to go up to 7. Play a 7/7. Alrighty. Can I out-tempo them? Let's draw a card. Maybe I can. Let's go face. I think face is the place here. Yeah, I thought I was ahead enough that just I would be able to pressure my opponent there. It was definitely a mistake. I figured, like, because I did deny them some mountain resources, so they can only play double mountain cards now, but it definitely wound up not doing much of anything. Could play the Luduon. I don't think that's going to be enough. Maybe I should have played the 2/5 here. That way if I drew another Gabrian Enchantress... I don't even know if I have another Gabrian Enchantress. Whenever an enemy creature dies, deal 1 damage to your opponent. Draw a card and gain 5 life. Alright, that's no good. Like, not a good card. So, good for us. But it does put my opponent back up to a little bit higher of a life total. I guess I'm supposed to windfall now, because if I don't windfall now, I'm not going to windfall ever. And then I'll play a 3/3. Now I've got enough Faeria that I can start drawing cards. There is still... No, we're both out of treasures. So now my opponent and I, at the very least, are just playing a normal game. Is that lethal? Alright, my opponent got me. I fucked up. Healing Strong's good. That's interesting. Yeah, I guess just hanging on to this to just destroy a creature even is like 1,000 times better. I don't know what I was thinking. I used the worst mode on this. I definitely used the worst mode on Wheel of Chaos. Yeah, I thought we were going to have a normal game there, like, from then on out. But, I don't know, my opponent played some Hellfire shit. I didn't even get to see what it did. But... Healing Song with Forbidden Library. That's pretty cool. Hellfire Faeria. It probably just deals like 8 damage divided among random stuff. It seemed like some esports was going on. 10 damage randomly randomly split among enemies. Looks like it deals 10. Maybe I'm looking at an old version of it. I think we can still pull this one out here, though. This deck's really strong. I got a little greedy towards the end. The deck does have 3 Gabrian Enchantress as well, so I messed that up. But also, my opponent just had the perfect answer. I played all these Keldon soldiers. I had 2 life left on my Wave Crash Colossus, and then he dealt everything. Oh, it just only deals 1 damage? Or only deals 10 damage? Just what I googled, the image shows me a... oh, but this does say patch notes. Copy. Or I guess I can put it on the stream. I was about to post it in chat. I forgot I'm the streamer. Yeah, this is what I saw. But this might not be an actual version of the card as it currently exists. That might be old. Oh, it was recently nerfed. Nerf it again! Way too strong. Just kidding. It seems fine. Yeah, this is from the patch notes when the card originally came out, so it was originally 8 mana, 10 damage, randomly split amongst everything. Here we go. Pain 21. You have met your maker. Oh yeah, you can just play it and just have lethal from it. So we've got Triton Diver and Sturdy Shell, both as early cards. King Faithful is also not a horrible early game card, but I think I'm going to ship it. Let's just go ahead and look for some of those 5/6s. Let's lead off with a Diver to start grabbing some Faeria. And we'll send the Diver in whichever direction my opponent doesn't build in. If they just build straight out, no, they're not going to build straight out. Gift at a campfire. Sounds good. Could Prophet of Tides. It also wouldn't be that crazy to just move my thing over and try to battle with the Outland Ranger. But if my opponent campfires the Outland Ranger, well, then we're in a little bit of trouble. Just because I would rather send the Sturdy Shell over here and start collecting that way. Let's try it. No, I can't do anything super crazy, right? No, I can't. Let's just build here so that way I can gather a Faeria next turn. If I decide I want to move it back or anything, I can do that. Dragon says go for the clear. Don't know what to do with annoying that. No idea what that means. Give a creature +4 health. That's going to mean my Triton Diver is wasting his time over there. I could have him jump over here. It feels a little bit risky for him to dive over. My opponent would have to build on this space, though. I'm not sure. Now I feel like I might want the Sturdy Shell over here. But at this point, we are way past that. Let's just go... do some crazy shit like this. That might be okay, right? I don't know. Seems sweet, if nothing else. We're gonna have enough mana next turn to make an Ancient Herald here. We could even, like, summon it here or something. I don't know. If that play's not good, then when is this guy good? That seems like the optimal thing to do with a thing like that. Shard of Pandora being discovered. So I can go Tyrannax or I can go Ancient Herald. I think I want to lead with Ancient Herald. Move Sturdy Shell into this space. What's weird is I don't feel like I need mana or cards right now. So which one do I want? Like, I'm also already just good on summoning spaces. I guess I'll take cards. Really don't know if I want to throw this frog away. I feel like I don't. Yeah, let's just play Ancient Herald right here. And, I guess I'll draw a card now. Cool. So, normally I think you want to draw cards before you, like, play your turn, if you do decide you're going to draw cards. Though with Ancient Herald, it's not crazy to play him first and then draw your cards, because you could be opening yourself into finding a Colossus. Last words, draw a card. Alright, so they're gonna lock me out of this section of the board here. Because I really want to go over and start playing mountains on their side, obviously. Or islands on their side. I am just going to gather up here. No, let's put another Ancient Herald right here. Let's get all up in their shit. Now Ancient Herald will be able to battle Outlaw Ranger. I'm kind of controlling the whole board here. Other than this one space. My opponent will be able to gather from here as well. Or they can summon stuff. The goal is to place a portal or a lake in one of these two spots. Once I do that, my opponent is in a really awkward spot, I think. Because I can just summon cards right on his face. So they decide to go for a little bit more aggressive forest. Creates a forest at random. So now they're kind of coming over into my stuff. So I guess that also works as a reasonable play. This guy doesn't have taunt or anything, so it's fine. Last words, draw a card, and last words, a random friendly creature gets +2 attack. Opponent's going to draw a card there. They draw a Shard of Pandora. And they're going to give that +2/+2 to finish off Maduder. And what can I grab? Another Triton Diver. I guess that means I don't have access to this space over here right now. What I do have access to is 8 mana, which is enough for Tyrannax and Snowstorm Lancer. So that seems good. Let's smack this. Grab this Faeria. Grab this Faeria. Play a... So what's interesting here is if my opponent attacks the Elderwood Hermit into something, including the Prophet of Tides, this will get the bonus, and they can guarantee where that bonus is going. So I kind of actually don't want my opponent to be able to kill their Elderwood Hermit. Oh, they can still do it. I guess that didn't prevent anything. Just wasted my turn. Oh well. And I could play the Triton Diver or the Shadowstorm Lancer. That's fine. I messed up. I thought I was making a cheeky play there. Now what my opponent can do is make a forest right here, swing the Hermit into Prophet of Tides, make the Seed Sower big enough that it's able to kill the Sturdy Shell. At the same time, my opponent does kind of have to worry about the clock that I'm putting out over here. Last words, create a forest at random. Okay, my opponent decides to leave the Sturdy Shell alone, for the most part. And then they are going to build out onto my face here. I think my face is fine, though. I think that's a fine spot. That's some fine real estate. I can take out the Seed Sower with the Triton Diver. Think I'm going to do that. You know what I would love is a... I'm going to draw a card. I would love a Falcon Dive. Oh. Rip. Destroy a creature with 5 attack or less. Let's hang on to that one this time. Oh, this has taunt. Okay. keep that up there. And I've got enough mana to play all this shit, so... let's just play my dudes. There's definite ways to punish what I'm doing here, but it's impossible to play around every weapon. Bottled Lightning, 6 damage to a creature, and 3 damage to all adjacent enemies. That's the kind of shit I was thinking about, but it really is just tough to be able to deal with that. Can't play around at all. Oh, I didn't notice this until right now. So I guess this keeps track of how many Pandora pieces have been found so far. That's worth noting. My opponent's playing 3 colors. Well, I can turn the Sturdy Shell into an actual threat. Or I can just pump up the Shadowstorm Lancer. I guess let's draw a card to start us off here. I think I just want to pump up the Shadowstorm Lancer, eh? I don't even need to do that. But I could just start beating down. I guess that's good. Oh, wait. No, I hate this play. I forgot. I did actually want to kill the Elderwood Hermit because the sooner I kill it, I won't have to worry about the last words. My opponent also could have just accidentally made a lake. Accidentally a lake. I don't think that's the case. Oh, God. Destroy a creature with 7 attack or less. What's happening? Drains 2 attack from each enemy creature. Come on, man. And now I don't have my Gabrian Enchantress to answer it. Oh, there's so many big monsters in this game that just ended out of nowhere. Seven life doesn't even do anything for me. Wave Crash Colossus can answer it. Let's draw another card. Alright. We'll play the Colossus to answer it. Colossus isn't even going to answer it. They're just going to Elderwood Hermit it. Oh, God. Can I make this gain 7 life? No, that wouldn't even do anything for me. Alrighty. A lot of mistakes were made. Problem is, I always feel like I just, I mean, I guess there's, a lot of different types of AoE and things like that, and maybe I should just be playing around, playing around those effects more. Because it seems like every time I just have too many creatures out, I get super punished. Don't know what I need to kill this. I think I just have to win. We're definitely going to try drawing a card, though. Can I win? Doesn't look like it. Can hit my opponent for 9, 10, 11. Man, I just needed 1 point of burst, or any spell. Any spell would have done it, because the Shadowstorm Lancer would have given me lethal. Gain 7 life won't do it. Just looking over everything once more. Looks like I won't survive. Yep, he's got it. GG. Alright, so that ends us 2-2 there. Not great. Claim your prize. 20 gold. Alright, let's try it again. I think I'm close. I think I'm pretty close to getting there. This time we won't have any access to forests. Feels like I'm almost there. Bloodsinger is cool. The only stuff that I don't like about mountains, I haven't seen a single mountain card that is cheap and single red. Yeah, they give you a lot of stuff for free as far as the Pandora goes. So dash and can't harvest Faeria. Or a Darkstalker. I don't know, Darkstalker seems like the best out of all of these cards. Maybe Kobold Warbeast. Oh, I'm not going to get any forests here. You know what, let's try mountains. We've been locked out of mountains for the last 2 times. Bloodsinger seems a little bit better than Kobold Warbeast, but probably only for constructed purposes. I think this is probably just better in Pandora. Underground Boss seems reasonable. Gabrian Warden. The next card you draw with an original cost. Okay. Gabrian Warden's cool, but I think Underground Boss is pretty good. Yeah, there's really not much in the ways of that. Why is there a mythic card in Pandora? That doesn't do anything, right? It's got a combat ability, gains 3 life as well. Oh, here it is. Here we go. Safer's Fodder, but it costs 4 mana. So, still not quite where you want to be. Gift of Steel and Firebomb both seem good. These all seem good. I think Gift of Steel is actually pretty powerful, especially if you're putting it on something like an Underground Boss. I'm gonna go for it. Neutral cards, I think, are also good in Mountain. Oh, I love me an Ancient Herald, though. Random creature you control. I don't know, we can gain a lot of really synergistic stuff by just going heavy into mountains. Kobold Warlord, a bunch more Gift of Steels. This card also seems not bad. Ancient of Herald, I think, is really good, though. Or Ancient Herald, rather. But the more islands we make, the less mountains we're going to be able to make. And we need to make 2 mountains early on to really make Gift of Steel, Underground Boss, Warbeast, those kind of cards effective. I'm really not sure. Take the more powerful card. Alright, let's try this. Let's just try it out. See what happens. Soul Drain, meh. Campfire's good. Triton Diver actually just makes me regret all of this. Yeah, I know splashing isn't a huge deal. Triton Diver really just means I should probably pick up an island, though. He's so good. Alright. We're going into islands as well. It's less about splashing and more about just wanting this draft to be different than the previous ones. This card has combat on it. Dune Drake is definitely more powerful. But I'm going to try to make a combat deck matter. Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe I'm also just evaluating or just valuing tempo too highly, because I'm used to tempo being something that, like, you really want to care about in games like this, in Arena specifically. 2 damage to your opponent, Death Touch. If your opponent has 10 or less life, gain +2/+2. It's also just a 5-mana 5/5. Like, compare that to this. 5-mana 5/5 seems fine. Bigger if next to an opponent's well. Activate to move stuff. Nope. Nope. Gain +1 whenever you summon a creature with attack higher than life. Well, I don't want to do that at all. I guess I'm doing a little bit of that. That's not really even a thing that I want to do in general. Though if I take Axe Grinder, it's kind of the same thing. Ooh, Axe Grinder is a... Right, I wasn't even looking. Axe Grinder is the only card here that I can, like, manage to play turn 1. Yeah, let's just grab Axe Grinder, because that's going to give us something to do with 1 red. Adjacents, 1 damage. I kind of like this, 3 damage divided as you choose to random things. Reduce the cost of a random card in your hand by 2 4 times. That's pretty cool. Bloodsong or Tower? Tower seems like it does a lot of different things, though. There's a lot of times in this game where I feel like I really just want a hero power. So let's take this. It'll give us a hero power of sorts. Only 3 times, but still it is something. 3/3 haste or a 4/4. I'm going to take the 4/4. It's cheaper. And I think it might even be better. Gift, destroy your deck. Well, how about that? Give a creature flying, charge 3, and +4/+4. That's probably going to be the one that I'll go with. And then 8 mana is a drain 4, 3 damage to all enemy creatures, and draw 2 cards. Well, that's also right up my alley. The way that I lose is always to big creatures, though. And I think Secret of Strength will let me be both aggressive and defensive, potentially, with it. Void Guardian, I'm not gonna lie, I think Void Guardian might be okay. Obviously, you start fatiguing immediately after playing it, but if a 9/9 can just win the game, well, this makes a 9/9. I have no idea. Is Void Guardian just a trap? I guess it works sometimes, right? I don't think it's just a trap. I'm going to go for Secret of Strength here, though. Hellfire. Alright, here we go. Here we can grab a sweet epic. Wow, Taunt Protection also seems pretty good. And then Odorim, Sagittarius. We're not close to playing. And then Flamethrower. Whenever it attacks a god, deal 1 damage to all enemy creatures. Flamethrower's really good. Hellfire seems insane. Ice Rock Behemoth, I think, is going to be too hard to cast. Hellfire. I mean, I feel like Hellfire does a lot to get you back into the game as well, but Flamethrower... I can barely see the range tooltip. It's still on there, though. It doesn't cut anything off for me. That might be your monitor. Yeah, this is still... The range tooltip is still on the screen for me. I do remember what range does. You can either attack or you can move in the line. This is really tricky. Creature attacks a god. Yeah, so you just plop it down like right in front of your face. And then they have to either block for it or take a bunch of damage. I think Hellfire might just be better though. Ranged guys that attack gods, or that want to attack gods, do seem pretty strong, but I'm going to go for Hellfire. After a lot of deliberation, here we go. Fire Elemental. One mountain creates your second mountain. That's got to be the pick. A random card in your hand costs 7 less. Just okay. Campfire, I think, is also fine, but Fire Elemental, really strong. Ruby Fish, Farm Boy... 7 mana, 7/7, or just a Campfire. And I don't know, I've been pretty impressed with just like how often you just want to ping in this game. So I'm gonna go for Campfire, and I think it's gonna be good. We are also kind of in the mood for combat cards because of Gift of Steel, but let's take a look at what else we have. 2 damage to adjacent enemy creatures. I think we have to take another Fire Elemental. A Shidium Brute is good with double gift, but definitely just want all the Fire Elementals we can muster. Here is a combative card. Here's a combative card. And then here is a Triton Diver. 1 damage to an enemy. Flame Spitter's not bad either. Flame Spitter is a... I'm not sure if this is the card that somebody named earlier, but looks like we found 2 of them. Axe Grinder and Flame Spitter as 1 mana cards that can be played with only 1 mountain. However, Triton Diver can kind of do the same thing for us there, and it's going to be a lot better at helping us gather resources to start the game off. Alright, here we go. Some more epics. 3 damage to all enemies. 9 damage split randomly. Flying, the first time you draw an event, it gains +3/+1 and ranged. Or give a structure +2 life. I think I'm going to grab another Hellfire here. Firestorm seems like it might be okay in a pinch as well. But Hellfire can just do a lot more. Plus, Hellfire can also, like, completely backfire and just not do what we want at all. Or it can just be lethal, randomly, go right to the face, and create a sweet, sweet highlight video for us. Exalted Ogre. Did I take the Ogre previously before? Yes, I did. So I can take Ogre, Fodder, or a Mace Man. Tell you, I don't hate Mace Man, but Ogre, I guess with that additional ability on top of it, it's probably better. The deck's a little bit expensive right now, so we're definitely leaning hard on these Triton Divers. What else can we grab? Can only be played adjacent to you. Alright, so it's like a gain 4 life in the late game, or we can grab a Queen's Assassin. I'll just take Queen's Assassin. They both seem fine, though. Gift or a random card in your hand costs 7 less. I don't love either of these. Red Devil or Bold Bargainer. I guess I'll take Red Devil, though. I could also just grab this, and then if I can pick up a desert, I've got a good defensive threat. I think I am just going to take Doomdrake here, actually. Psyland Warrior. I think I'm going to take another Underground Boss. Underground Boss is good at just kind of keeping us fueled on mana. Yeah, Doomdrake is a pretty easy splash. Underground Boss is going to keep us fueled on mana. Oh, we did get Hammer of Destruction, but I didn't pick up the the Void guy. Ring of Domination, not great. And what is this? Destroy a creature, its controller gains a bunch of Faeria and draws 2 cards. I thought Death's Desire was bad, but there's a lot of times now where I feel like it would have gotten me out of situations that other cards wouldn't get me out of. However, Hammer is also probably pretty good, right? It's really good late game push if we kind of fizzle out or something like that, too. So I think Hammer's good. Death's Desire is, I think, actually playable, though. Which I did not think it was originally. Boulder Thrower. Gotta be a Boulder Thrower here, right? A random creature in your hand gains +2/+2. Nah. We'll take a Boulder Thrower. Deck is super expensive, but meh. Some decks are expensive. Walking Fortress seems sweet. I think I'm just going to take Firebomb, though. I don't think we need more expensive cards. Take a 5/4, a 5/5. At this point, I feel like I just want the War Beast over the Ogre, though the Ogre also only costs 1 mountain. Maybe it is just better then. Alright, we'll take that. And then Defender of Homeland. Ogre Dance, I'm not going to play. Sure, we'll take Exalted Ogre. This is not a bad card either, Oblivion Rider, for just 1. Let's just Ogre it up. How good is Exalted Ogre? That is the question. Triton Banquet. It's pretty reasonable. When an enemy creature dies, deal 1 damage to your opponent and gain 1 Faeria. That's pretty hard to evaluate. Reduce the cost in a random card. Right. Battle Rager. No. It's between Blood Obelisk and Triton Banquet here. We'll try out the Obelisk. Axe Grinder, pretty good card, also cheap for the early game. +2/+2 if you have another creature with attack higher than life. Nah, we're not doing that. Combat, 2 damage to the opponent. I don't hate this, the Grimguard, because we've got a bunch of Gift of Steels. We've got 2 of them. Yeah, I could see taking the Blood Song or something too, but I think I'm just going to be content with, like, not playing cards every time on the early turns of the game and just kind of building outwards. But I'm not sure. I'm going to try a little bit of a different strategy here with this draft. I think I will just take the combat card. The fact that we can give Taunt Guy +3 health as well could be a good combo. Though Axe Grinder's really good. And cheaper. Never mind. I'll take Axe Grinder. Another Firebomb. A huge Ogre. Or 2 other big, expensive cards. These are all really expensive. Should I just go for the Firebomb then? Gives us another removal spell. I'll take Warlord. Alright, and then I get another epic card. Trigger all your production abilities. That doesn't do anything. Doomsday isn't great. First time you draw an event. I can actually make this work. Oh, and it only costs 2 mana? Alright, we'll try this out then. 7/7, 8-drop. I'll take another Triton Diver. Wheel of Chaos, Flame Burst Ruby, Crystal Dragon. I think it's got to be Crystal Dragon. That card seems really strong. And Wheel of Chaos and Flame Burst Ruby also don't kill Crystal Dragon. So just like, heads up, Crystal Dragon's better. Flame Burst Ruby is good because... Or these are actually both good because they're so mana efficient, but we're just going to take what I think is the best card there. So Pandora's definitely different, but we're pretty much just going to be mulliganing for Triton Diver, Fire Elemental, and that's it. And then we're going to hope the rest of it can come together here. Alright, so there's a Triton Diver. Actually, don't hate the ogres here. I'm still going to ship them back, though. Here's our graphic for how many Pandora shards there are. So, no, I actually like removals, and I've been taking them, but then the problem is, like last game, I died with the removal in my hand, and I wasn't able to use it because I just, like, had the wrong one. In general, that is kind of the problem with removal, is that you can just get the wrong one. I could have gone Explore into Exalted Ogre there, but I think just setting up a Triton Diver is also fine. Yeah, the problem with, like, I take the removals and then I just die to something that the removal spells don't kill. Or I just get punished by using the removals, so I don't know. That's why I haven't been super impressed with them as of yet. It's actually a little bit awkward, is if my opponent moves down his Outland Ranger, then Exalted Ogre's actually really strong here. Alright, they don't move down their Ranger. I'm going to move my Frog over to this quadrant of the battlefield. But I'm going to put my Ogre here. Alright, so they're building out, trying to block me off. No matter. I'm just going to move my Frog over to here, and he'll be a fine collector over there for himself. It's actually crazy, as I could play Hellfire as soon as next turn. I make a mountain here, I move my guy over here. But that's not what we're going to do. My opponent does have a Campfire in their hand, so I actually kind of feel like I want to Campfire this. Because then they'll have to Campfire this. Let's make a mountain right here, so that I'm a little bit more in their face. And then we'll battle like this. So I have to Campfire because my opponent has a Campfire, and otherwise they would just be able to Campfire their Enforcer and then positive battle. Yeah, so I do that so... right, so I can Ogre kill the, their Campfire Maker. Draw 2 cards. It's going to find the second Pandora shard. And the third Pandora shard. And the fourth Pandora shard. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not quite all of that. Firebomb. Alright, we're definitely going to want to draw some cards. We've made enough mana here. Now all we've got to do is draw some cards. Alright, looks like no cards for us. Oh, I could have also made another mountain up in my opponent's shit, but... I am controlling all of the Faeria portals. That's got to count for something, right? Oh, you know what? I should have drawn a card first. Blood Obelisk. Whenever an enemy creature dies in combat. Alright, we'll hang on to that one. Yeah, my opponent's doing some shit, for sure, but... nothing super good. That's a good Hellfire spot right here for now. Let's see what else they do with 3 more mana. Very close to turning on future ogres. I think this might have been a defensive desert for my opponent here. Well, now I'm just going to firebomb it. Now that it's a good firebomb target. Alright, we draw our last shard of... oh no, there's still one more shard of Pandora in the deck. That's good. I've got enough... I've got more than enough for Firebomb and... Kobold Warrior. Yeah, let's Firebomb this. Oop, not Gift of Steel. Blood Obelisk. Can actually afford to play. Oops, forgot to draw a card. Oh, that's awkward. I would have liked to have played a Boulder Thrower instead of the Blood Obelisk. I guess I didn't have enough mana to. I might have even played Boulder Thrower instead of the Kobold Warrior, even though. Alrighty, Pandora awakens. So that's enough shit. My opponent is saving their mana for whatever Pandora spell they happen to draw. We get a Crystal Dragon, though. So here's where the game gets tricky, because we are, like, super close to lethal, right? All we have to do is not fuck this up. Charge 3. I think this is the best play I can make. Again, I'll probably just get punished by playing too many creatures. Alright, my opponent is stopping my frog from jumping over here. But my frog wasn't actually even going to come over there. Alright, we've got lethal, I'm sure, right? Oh yeah, we just have lethal. Does this have taunt? No, it doesn't. So I can just do this, this, and this. Alright, that's easy enough. Oh yeah, my opponent was in the colors for Doomsday. Oh, that would have been bad. Alright. Next time I'm just going to play... No, but if I played around more stuff, I might not have had lethal. That's what's so tricky. I probably could have held on to the Boulder Ogre, but yeah, it's tricky trying to play around everything while also setting up some more advanced lethals for yourself. Oh, he loses half of his life on a Doomsday as well. You're right. So we did learn Exalted Ogre is kind of fine to just play early game. However, those Triton Warriors, or Triton Divers, were insane for us last game. So we definitely want to run that back. Just start off with a Diver, and then we'll worry about playing our Mountains later. Opponent's got a cool avatar here. Let's build out and dive over here. Do I want a Queen's Assassin? I think not yet. I think I can Queen's Assassin next turn if I decide that's what I want to do. Alright, my opponent's going to last words out in Oakling and then explore. So if I go Mountain here and then Mountain here, I can Axe Grind next turn. The other thing that I could do... Yeah, I think that's fine, because I'm going to want to start to play some double Mountain cards soon. So let's go Mountain over here. Jump over, grab this Faeria. We can Firebomb this. What else can we do? That's fine. Let's just do that. Getting an Axe Grinder out over on my opponent's summoning portal seems sweet. Oh, and they're going to teleport the Oakling to go grab the other Faeria. Sweet play, but that's going to put my opponent's Oakling right in the vicinity of my Axe Grinder. So that'll be a 5-4. Do I have more mobility if I go here? Yeah, I guess this is just a better move. What else do I want to do? I can Firebomb the Huntmaster, but I can always do that. I can play a Queen's Assassin in the center lane. Might want to do that soon, though. Queen's Assassin is going to be good late game as well. So, I guess we'll just hold off and do nothing. Alright, they're going to start trying to make things a little bit more awkward for my Triton Warrior. You trippin', Triton. Well, I know I want to make another Axe Grinder right here. Problem is then Oakfather gets to smash my guy. Maybe we let Oakfather do some smashing then, right? No, we don't have to. We can Firebomb this, and then Queen's Assassin can take out the Oakfather. And let's start to move Triton over to this area of the board now. So let's go Firebomb. Then Queen's Assassin. And I'm just going to hold on to the rest of my mana here. Second shard has been discovered. I feel like I'm kind of killing it right now. Give a creature taunt. They're going to give their 1/1 taunt. So we're just going to clear up the Taunter with Hellfire, I suppose. Sounds good. And hopefully this will die now to this. It doesn't. Oh, that's really annoying that this was able to survive so big. Almost all of the damage went onto the Oakfather. This guy's got slam, too. Oh, I didn't do any of this shit again either. Oops. Oh well. Find another shard, and we're gonna grab a Dune Drake. Okay, that doesn't really do much for us anyways. Alright, my opponent's gonna try ignoring us. I don't think that's great for them. Oh, I already gathered from this. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna take that out. Move this guy over here. Draw a card now, because I'm bad. And play an underground boss. Yeah, we can move this here, kind of free. Alright, one more Pandora shard left in the deck. I still have to deal with Oak Father. What does this do? When there's 5 or more life, my opponent gains a whole bunch of Faeria. Okay. +4/+4 and flying would be good. Crystal Dragon is okay. I can Gift of Steel the Crystal Dragon as well. Gift of Steel on the Crystal Dragon. I can also just Gift of Steel Axe Grinder, and that means Exalted Ogre is going to be a 7/7. Oh, all the wells are gone now. Okay, so Triton Diver ain't doing shit. Might as well move him over here to try to take out this Faeria tree. Look out for teleport. I don't even know what teleport does, to be honest. Oh, he can move this guy to a random space, you're saying? Yeah, I guess we want to play around the slam effects. I also want to play my dragon. Alright, I'm going to go like this. Move this here. Draw a card and play my dragon if I can. Alright, I can. And Boulder Thrower. Alright, so I played around Slam. I don't know if I made the best plays, but I played around Slam. I feel like my opponent's most reasonable thing is to move Oak Father here and take out Axe Grinder, in which case I can just lob a boulder over. That was kind of my rush decision making. I also have lethal with Crystal Dragon, Underground Boss, and Gift of Steel. So I think I may have actually made the best play, even though I was, like, super rushed and almost didn't see it. And they're going to drop something there. Alright. That kills my guy. Now I have to do something weird to have lethal. +3/+3. I can put Gift of Steel on the Boulder Thrower, which I think is right. I think that's correct. Just take out the Earth Fire Shaker. That'll kill both of those things. And then I think I actually just want to make a mana and play the beast. Alright, that's gonna give it to me. Cool. Threw a big boulder over on at my opponent. And we are 2 wins. Okay. Alright. Triton Diver getting there. I'm not gonna lie, Triton Diver is just straight up carrying. And yeah, card seems super strong. When you play a deck that has an average curve of like 7, and then you just throw in 3 Triton Divers, that is pretty good. Blood Obelisk, let's get that out of here. Kobold Warlord, I actually don't hate because it's only single mountain. And we already have a Triton Diver. Alright, let's hang on to the Diver. And let's go for it. Yeah, card is definitely an MVP if you can get it. Turn 1, and we've got no lucks given here on the stream, so you know I'm going to do it up. You know I'm going to get that Triton Diver madness going on. Alright, my opponent is exploring. And they're building out towards me. Alright, so I'm going to go the other way. I see my opponent taking over that area. I'm going to say, okay, you can have that. And, well, maybe not. Problem is, this card is just so big already. If I dive over here, my opponent can just make something, move over the monk, smack my guy up. That's really not where I want to be. So I think I might develop another diver. But what I'm going to do in addition to that is just build some things out here so I can maybe make a mountain here, here, or here. Do I want to make another diver? If I do, I'm not going to be able to play Kobold Warlord next turn, and Warlord seems really strong against this monk. So let's hold off. Yeah, I like this strategy. Just rush out a Warlord and kind of let him control the game. Wood Elemental creating another forest. Yikes. And does this guy have taunt? It does. Alright, my opponent's going to be able to make some magic happen with that then. Oh, you know what? I think I did the math wrong. I think I could have played Triton Diver last turn, right? Yeah, I would have been able to move over here. Get 9. It's going to lock my Diver into having to attack Wood Elemental, but it's probably still fine. Then I could have moved over here and gotten back up to 7 mana. Oh well. Hopefully this is still enough to scare my opponent a little bit. We do need to take over this space, this space, this space, or this space, so that when we have an axe to grind, we've got a space to develop that. My opponent does have to make the decision here. If they want to stop me from just killing their monk, they will have to place a land here and move their taunter over, or just develop another taunter. That could also be possible. Now that I think about it, I think this Triton Dive was greedy. I just traded this in for 2 mana. I think that was probably greedy. Yeah. That was a little bit silly. We can give this guy +3/+3. That might also do a lot in helping us control this game. So I like move Warlord up, develop a mountain right on their face, and then just... Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah, they had to... Oh, that was so dumb. Because if I had just not sacrificed my Triton Diver, it would have gotten +3 attack. I forgot about the +3 attack bonus. Give a creature +4 and taunt. That's fine. Fire Elemental's in a little bit of an awkward spot here himself. I'm still just going to play this Triton Diver because we want this combat effect to do something here. So that'll make something happen out of it. And then what else do I want to do? I think I just want to put a mountain up in their space. Maybe that's not great. I could put a desert here and make my second mountain later with Fire Elemental. I might want a desert at some point, right? It's a fine spot for a desert. I only have one desert card, but like I need to make something with the turn. I want to put something here. The only problem now, I can't like repaint that or something. Alright, so now I've got a... Wait, is the combat just this turn? No. Why doesn't this have 8 attack then right now? Huh. What am I missing here? A little confused why this only has 2 attack. But oh well. Oh, it buffed itself. Oh, it must have. I did not even realize it could do that. Sure. Maybe I should have put that here. Because I don't really have a good space for this tower right now. When it moves, I activate. They move again. Attack it. Fuck it. Oh, wait, that was so dumb. Fuck. Alright. That was all really bad. My opponent just makes this space right here, moves over and kills my tower. That was silly. I guess I make them do it now, but yeah. It's tricky. All of these spaces were able to get claimed. My opponent doesn't go for it. So now I'm going to be able to ping off their wood elemental. My opponent likely doesn't care. I think they're just trying to backline me while I try to backline them. But we're going to have Triton Diver developing stuff. My plan is Fire Elemental, make a mountain, make an Exalted Ogre, ping their wood elemental, and hopefully make something else of it all. Yeah, meanwhile, my opponent is just trying to get all up in my stuff here. Queen's Assassin would be good. So this is pretty straightforward. Could also just kill this. When you draw an event, gain ranged. This is awkward. Having this structure here is quite bad. The structure means my opponent's going to be able to kill. They're going to get some good value out of this slam. I'm not sure there's anything I can do to prevent it. anything at all. Other than just not have anything in play? I guess this isn't great value. Gotta give him something. Yeah, that's definitely contender for worst structure of the year award. For sure. Some of like the just minute parts about spacing they're just so foreign because they're not like anything else I've done, and I wind up making a lot of mistakes when it comes to spacing, and I'm sure that's also just experience with playing the game, right? This is like my third Pandora. I've never played Constructed. Underground Boss, Gift of Steel. Next turn I'm going to have access to 8 mana. Alright, they take out the Diver. Well, that was good scenario for me. Ish. Jump whenever this creature attacks a god. I need to read this. Oh, wow. Okay. And then they gave this 3 health. There's our Dune Drake. Love to be able to play Underground Boss soon. Crystal Dragon is also kind of like too insane not to play. Just love Crystal Dragon to not die. I feel like I also didn't grab that much extra mana. Then I think I want some mana here. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that assessment. Trying to play Faeria perfectly seems tough. Yeah, the structure is doing a lot of work here. Now it's not letting me summon my Dune Drake. So I grabbed a mana there, so now I could play Exalted Ogre and Gift of Steel next turn if I need to. Not totally sure that I'll even need to, though. Might just want to play Flame Silk Fairy as soon as possible as well. And might also want to just start attacking my opponent. Oh, fuck the mirror. I didn't realize this could hit face, but... I could also use the tower to just kill itself. If I really need to. God damn it. Now my opponent has 2 of these things? How can I possibly beat that? Oh, you know what? I didn't have to gather Faeria because Gift of Steel on Underground Boss, if I'm able to combat something, is going to give me 2 more mana. Though it doesn't actually look like my opponent's going to let me do that. Oh, man. The mirror is so annoying. +4/+4 in flying. So that's a thing. We want a Gift of Steel this. Can this deal the damage to itself? Alright, fuck you. Get out of here. Don't know if that was right, but seemed sweet, right? +3/+3. Let's come over here. Eat this dragon. You know, the reason that I did that is so that I could move the underground boss here. But then after I did it, I was like, I don't even want to do that. So the play just looked even sillier. My opponent doesn't have great spots for his crystal dragon to go. I want to kill this wolf. That thing seems insane. I think I also want to firebomb this wood elemental. And play a mountain here. Can I keep my Flame Silk Fairy defended from the dragon? Doesn't look like I can. Let's just firebomb this. And end the turn. That was sweet. That was definitely the correct play there, right, guys? You guys can back me up. Optimal strats. So we've got two 6/3s, both of which are poised to trade with the dragon. My opponent got some shit on his dragon. That doesn't really do anything. And my dragon can enter his Steam Forged if we need to. Okay. They Falcon Dive and hit this. It is somehow not a neutral creature, which is pretty insane. How does my... Wait, how did this happen? My opponent just also had a dragon? Alright, that's some bullshit, and you guys know it is. That is some absolute bullshit. What the hell? What the hell? If we give this guy +7/+7, what can my opponent do? Give this guy +7/+7. That costs 7 of our mana. Get 2 of it back. We Fairy in the corner, or we Dune Drake. They'll trade both of the Drakes into it, but we can lock out the one Drake. Okay. Oh wait, this can at flying. Is that good? Yes, it is. No, it's not. It didn't actually do anything for us. I don't know. Yeah, unfortunately I was 1 mana short of... Oh no, I see what you're saying. I didn't want to just give this +4/+4, because if I only gave it +4/+4, then a dragon could kill it. Right now I put them in a spot where their dragon doesn't kill my boss. Unfortunately, I made a useless Dune Drake, and I guess that would have given me a 7/7 as well. Right, and then this would have been lethal, but then they could have traded... They could have moved on this Drake, traded with the underground boss, and then moved on this dragon and traded with the ogre. So they would have actually had a board clear, whereas right now they don't. The Dune Drake didn't really do anything for me here. I thought it was going to be doing something, but no matter. We still made a huge monster that I think is going to be tough for them to kill. They're going to have to draw their last weapon. Their last legacy weapon. Yeah, I just figured pumping this guy up a whole bunch. I mean, that was the deck, right? We drafted an underground boss. We drafted 2 Gift of Steels. So, if Gift of Steel on underground boss can't win me the game, nothing can. And it looks like it might be able to. My opponent's going to time out here, and we're gonna get the win, baby. Let's make a big ogre, just so we've made an ogre. And we'll BM our opponent a little bit here. Alright, that's it. It's all ogre. It's all ogre now. Sweet! And that makes us level 10. We get a tower, which we just drafted in this draft. A Malevolent Spirit, which is Siege Rhino, and Deathwalker, which is bad. Cool. Is this the game where you get to reroll your stuff? No, I guess it's not. Alright, so I get to claim my prize. When you get a practice coin and you go 3 wins with it, you get 1/3 of a real coin. And I've never used a real coin before, so I don't actually know what a real coin gives us. Unfortunately, today is a little bit of a shorter stream, so I don't think, I think it makes sense to do a full Pandora run all in one stream, and unless I just go 0-2, I'm not going to be able to finish it. So you guys might not like this content as much. This is telling me to play a Pandora run, though. But what I'm going to do after opening up this chest... Oh, cool. Alright, so let's open up this chest. Looks like I got an epic. Yeah, this is definitely... Okay, yeah, this is the game where you're allowed to reroll stuff. Choking Sand. Destroy a creature with 3 attack or less. Is that worth a reroll? It seems like it might be okay. It's a little bit expensive, but I guess it can destroy, 1/7s and the like. That won't be enough to count for the quest. In order to complete the quest, you'll have to finish the Pandora run, just based off how the last quest worked. But I'm more concerned about just, if somebody wants to go back and watch it. If you want to see the first half of the Pandora run that I started at the beginning of the stream today, you gotta go on my YouTube channel and find a video from, 4 days ago. It's not that hard. I try to title everything well enough that people can find it all if they want to. But I think it's also just a little bit more exciting to do a run all in one go. And that still was cool. I mean, we got the... that's the first, 3-0 out of a practice run that I've done. So that was pretty sweet. Might throw a highlight out of that. It seemed like the games were, pretty well in my favor, so that might be worth highlighting. I guess I'll do a plug here as well for the YouTube channel, just in general. Also, if you are watching the stream and enjoying watching the stream and you haven't already, feel free to hit that follow button. I think most of the people that are watching, I recognize your names here. Yeah, most of you guys. But if you haven't already hit that follow button on the stream, feel free to go ahead and do that now as well. I also have a YouTube channel, which you can find a link for that in the panels in the description below. And I post all past VOD streams there, as well as some highlight clips and stuff like that, so you can catch anything that you've missed. Also, I've been doing, if you see below, a little feed thing. That also exports to my Twitter, if that is an easier place for you to grab those updates there, so you're welcome to follow me on Twitter. What I've kind of been doing right now is just midnight the night before, I let you guys know what I'm thinking of streaming the next day. Though I also kind of try to keep that information on the stream as well. But here's what I'm thinking. We've got this quest pack still. Let's do some of these. I don't really remember exactly what these decks have in them, but let's give these a shot and just finish off some new player quests here. Nothing too crazy. but still cool. I guess this is the early game stuff that we want. Tiki Chieftain's actually a late game card. Maybe Tiki Caretaker is as well. Bloom Sprite seems fine, though. I don't know why you'd build here rather than... Oh, never mind. Now I do. So you can go here and then make a forest. No, that doesn't really even buy me anything either. Which guy is this? This is the guy that becomes free when they've played a bunch of stuff. Oh, Seedling. That's my main dude. Seedling is my main dude that I like to start gathering with. So I guess I'll run Seedling out. I could play Bloom Sprite. Just don't think I need to just yet. Rather just keep all my mana for Verduran Force. And they made a guy and transformed it into a frog. That's a pretty bold play. Alright, let's make some space for the Seedling to roam there. I'm not going to make anything else either. I mean, I'm just playing against AI right now, so it's not... I don't have to do anything too crazy here. But what I was thinking... wound up not really working out. I was thinking I would be able to just place a forest right there. Not going to be able to, but... like, kind of can. I can give Verduran Force Taunt. I don't think I need to. If I'm able to use the Seedling to cash in on this frog... Oh, so you know what I maybe should have done then? Maybe I should have put a Bloom Sprite here. Because damage on the Seedling is actually kind of cool. So if I put damage on the Seedling, then they can kill it. Alright, now let's just have Seedling go back to being a collector. Let's move this guy up. And now do I want to Elderwood Embrace it? I think I might. What else can we do? Yeah, let's just Elderwood Embrace. And I'll start building over to here. Yeah, that sounds fine. Is it 150 coins to do a Pandora just in general? First time you draw an event, +2/+2, and charge 2. Tiki Caretaker. Not too shabby. Let's kill off this bloke. And I think I want to paint this space. What else do I have? I've got Tiki Caretaker. Yeah, so let's go like this. Go Bloom Sprite, and then Caretake it. I guess I could have also just Tiki Caretaker the 6/3, but that lets me get a Bloom Sprited creature out here. We'll move our Tiki Caretaker into this space. He'll be our new collector now. And what's Bone Collector do? Whenever an adjacent creature dies. Okay, I can get behind that. We'll Bone Collect in this space. Now if my opponent draws an event, we'll trade. This guy will get +1/+1. That'll be it for now. Then I'll probably want to start drawing cards. Ooh. Alright, well, I guess there are no adjacent lands to turn into lakes here. I'm going to start moving our Seedling up. Guess I want to start drawing cards because I've got a bunch of cards now. Oh, that's a production ability. Oh, so this might still work the way that I don't want it to. Well, we've got Taunters for days here. Yeah, we got enough Taunters to make something work. Maybe I should have Elderwood embraced the Bone Collector. But I think this will work. I don't know. This is a pretty strong card at the same time, so maybe it won't. Whenever you play an event, alright, that can take out this. Ooh, it's whenever an adjacent creature dies. Whenever any adjacent creature dies, rather. That's cool. Alright, we should pump something up here, though. We're going to put a Living Willow here. And then we're going to give Bloom Sprite Taunt here. And then I'll play another Bloom Sprite. I think that's all I should have to do. Yeah. That should be enough to let me out-tempo the game. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'll have lethal next turn, actually. So this is more than enough. Yeah, this is lethal. Because that gains +1/+1, so... that is 8, and then that is 13. So that'll do it. That is good enough. Good enough to get us there. Oh, cool. I got some recruitment. I guess somebody else signed up as a recruiter. That might have been Bacon as well. Not totally sure, but regardless, it decided to give it to me then. If you guys are watching and enjoying the stream, just before you hit level 5, if you decide to check out this game, like right in here, you just write down No Lux Given as a recruiter for you. And that'll give me... looks like a Pandora coin and 2 chests. And what a chest it was. Thank you, Bacon. Weeping Idol and Ground Shaker. 1 damage to all enemies. That feels like it might be good. I think I might re-roll the Weeping Idol. People said this was okay before, but I'm going to reroll Weeping Idol. Get a Bloodstone Sprite. Whenever you harvest from an enemy well, deal 1 damage to your opponent. Cool, and let's open up our other chest. Awesome. A Mythic Vine Wall. I own 2 Cypher's Wraths already. Card's fine. We'll re-roll it, though. Zealous Crusader was cool. I'm not sure how great it is, but cool nonetheless. The first creature you summon per turn gains +1/+1. Alright. Oh, this is also a new card for us, too. A random card in your hand costs 7 less. Okay. Ogre Dance. Sounds good. And let's look at this solo mission here. Fuguro. You know what? I think I am going to call it here. Was just doing a shorter stream today. but I did want to play some Faeria. Luckily, I was able to turn my mic on, at least partially, through the stream, so thank you for letting me know about that. And thank you guys very much for watching. That's going to be it for me today. But, yeah, I'll catch you around, and I'll definitely be playing some more Faeria. I want to play some more Eternal, and obviously, with the end of Soulforge, we're going to want to play some of that coming up. So, thank you guys very much for hanging out, and have a good one. Peace.